Okay, we are going to do a brand new weekly All Signs love reading. Sand all over the desk. I went to the beach yesterday. I'm going to use the Surrealist Tarot deck, as I have been. We're going to start off with Aries, and we're going to try to get through all of the signs with about half an hour for each sign, okay? So starting off with Aries. It's much more temperate today. It's cooler, it's windier. So I reckon I can get all the signs done. Oh, I tell you what I did last time. I had the laptop open, didn't I? Let me burn a bit of sage, and then while that's going, we'll get the laptop open. It'll only take a second. Let's get the laptop. Oh, ow. Keep singeing myself. Just so I can get rid of anyone that's hassling us. Oh dear. Right, I'm just getting it open on the laptop so I can get rid of any nasty people that come in. I can't do that just from the mobile. 1 second. How do I get into my live? I've only done this once before. There. There we are. Okay, I'm in. Morning. Morning, everyone. Okay, let's get a whiff of that. Right, so we're starting off with Aries. I think I'll be able to get through all of the signs. Hi, Vicon. Or Vicjon. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. The football was a bit of an embarrassment for England anyway. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. How is Aries feeling in this? Well, we're going to be looking at the last few days of June and the beginning days of July. So it's last week of June and the beginning days of July with regards to the one they're thinking about dealing with or manifesting in. 3 cards for Aries, please. Welcome into the channel if you're new. If you're returning, thank you very much. Okay, how is Aries feeling in this last week of June 2026? Right, so I always read the cards from the back. We've got the 6 of Wands reversed. Something has failed, or we feel a lack of recognition. The Sun reversed, burdened about it. The King of Swords upright. I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Communicate, fair and square. Don't mess me about. Air energy, cold, so cold. And then the Emperor going into leadership mode, like full scale attack. So regaining control over the situation, becoming the CEO of your life. This is your major arcana, in fact. So whatever it was that didn't go your way, you're kind of pissed about it, Aries. I'm not gonna lie. And you intend to regain control of the situation and command answers, I think. Answers, honesty, integrity. That's what the King of Swords energy is all about. Right, we've got the 10 of Wands next. Something has been a really long and arduous road. You could be dealing with a very tricky person. A slippery customer, someone that doesn't like to answer to you. Someone who you just don't understand their behaviours. Communication's off. There's a mismatch of who wants what. So let's say they're just possibilities, but something has not been smooth sailing whatsoever. I've just realised the title says Aries to Virgo, but I intend to get through to Pisces, to be honest. Well, let's see what happens. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles upright is a very earthy, stable energy, security, a solid provider. You're thinking in a very practical way, and perhaps you're not taking any messing about because you want to protect the tranquility that you've created, you know, in your home life for little ones. If you've got children or teenagers, young adults in the home, you don't want any drama, you don't want any confusion, because how you're feeling is going to, you know, pour off onto them. You're looking for a proper grown-up. You are the Emperor, you know. You know your worth. You're showing up upright as yourself, your own zodiac major arcana. Aries the Emperor. Let's get 3 cards to see who it is that's been troubling you and how they're feeling. Hi, Elias. Four of Pentacles upright. So this person's been a bit miserly with their time, money and energy. That's what I suspected. The 8 of Cups. Okay, so someone is attempting to walk away from a relationship. When I say someone, this person is either walking away from the relationship with you or they're walking away from a relationship with someone else. I suspect it's walking away from you, ending it. They're not happy with the terms. Oh, is it 11/11 for you? That's nice. Make a wish. The Knight of Swords reversed. This person has things to say, but they're not doing it. Okay, a Knight of Swords, a knight is in active pursuit. They go towards you. Swords is like, I've got something to say, and it might not be very nice, or it might come out really bluntly. You know, it's a message delivered in haste. There isn't any kind of finesse. They're not speaking there, they're not actually doing it, so let's get 3 for the outcome. We've got the 9 of Pentacles reversed, so this is like, either I don't have the money to even pay for myself, let alone contribute to a family scenario, or I don't want to be single. Okay, because 9s are like single energy, and the 9 of Pentacles is like, I have enough to provide for myself. I don't need anyone else. I'm not codependent on anyone. So it's either a lack of money to pay even for oneself, like someone's heavily reliant on those around them for support, or I don't want to be single and abundant. I want to collaborate with someone. So finances and practical situations are a factor. I don't think it's you because you're the Queen of Pentacles upright. It's them, okay? They either don't want to be single or they don't want to be responsible for anyone else because they can't even pay for themselves. In which case they're rejecting, you know, a collaboration with the Emperor, with the Queen of Pentacles. They're not a King of Pentacles yet. And maybe they're never going to be, or maybe they're just not ready. But they're not good enough for you. That's what it feels like. And they're choosing to duck out of this and walk away with the 8 of Cups upright. That's them choosing to leave. They've been miserly with time, money and energy. This is unfair, unbalanced. And that's why you've got the 6 of Wands reversed, you know. 7 of Wands, there's a bit of a battle of wills going on here, so this is being determined to reach the high ground. being competitive. The Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups can represent being in love with someone, or it can represent self-love. I would say, given the rest of the spread, we're looking at self-love here. You know, this person's a pain in the arse. They're fool's gold, so... What was this person liking or loving about Aries? I'm so grateful I met you. Are you sure you are real? Yes, they're just like wowed by you. Like, why wouldn't they be wowed by an emperor? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're in a total different, like, phase of your life, different, like, level of success. This person is, they would be lucky to kind of put their coat down on the floor for you to walk over. So... let's get messages from them, and then we'll look at what their issues might be. I doubt someone who has got their head seriously screwed on is going to mess about with people who are just not in their league, but we've all done it. We've all done it. I'm frustrated with how things turned out. Let's take it slowly, please. I mean, they've panicked and walked, and now they're like, I feel like I was forced, like I had no other option kind of thing, but I feel like Aries would always be an understanding person. Like, you've got high expectations because you put yourself under high expectations, but you're also understanding, you're patient, you can be taken advantage of because you're so responsible. People get used to relying on you, you know, and that might feel nice at first, but what happens when the chips are down, or when you want to feel taken care of, or you just want to feel adequately supported? Like, there's nothing propping you up, do you know what I mean? And let's see what the messy truth is about this situation, this connection. Can't move on. Stuck, loop, missing them, no closure. So it's not how you wanted things to be either. Muted, not moved on. Hiding feelings, fake calm, still hurting. I would suggest that's true for both of you. Like, you were obviously, like, really fond of one another. I would say this person admires you, but you're somewhat out of their league, and that worries me a bit. What's been going on then in this? Hang on. In this dynamic. Undecided, choosing between lovers, competing for affection. Oh, that's not nice. This person seems immature. I mean, if people aren't in a place to... if they're not in a place to cohabit, if they can't afford to pay bills and move in, they're still going to waste your time if they like what you're about. Because you're nice to look at, because you're nice to be around, you're funny, you're caring. They feel like they're doing better by association. You know, it helps their ego, it helps get other people off their back. If they start to associate themselves with you, they get a bit of kudos, you know, for like picking someone who's like on the straight and narrow, someone who's got their head screwed on, got the ducks in a row, whatever, you know. metaphor you want to choose. Like, why wouldn't they want to be around you? But they kind of know that they're not able to step up, and they should be able to. Like, what are you doing wasting your time with someone, you know, for more than a bit of a distraction? Don't start to aim yourself, you know, towards like a future with this person. You don't need to do that, and it would just be a burden. It would just be a burden. Think of the last time that you felt that someone you picked to invest in just turned out to be an utter burden, and remind yourself, you know, what it was that you were looking for, because it was probably the opposite of that this time around. Secret desires, unspoken needs can plunge you into deep confusion. Open hearts and vulnerability we talk and reveal, forging deeper connections through honesty. Love story once upon a time. Secrecy, third party, hooking up, STD. Even if there's like a caring for one another and there's true love there, it could be like unconditional love, but you've met each other like when someone's already taken or when you're already taken, and maybe one or both of you is going through divorce or something like this, and they could be just destitute at the moment, paying 2 sets of, you know, mortgages or rent and mortgage, solicitors' fees, trying to keep on top of everything, and going under. Like, it does give like love triangle, because the way it says undecided and, you know, secret kind of connection. What's the unspoken truth? Silence is its own kind of confession. If this person like ghosts you, or you try to have an honest conversation with them and they just like shirk it, they don't want to discuss like the way that they've been behaving or how they've been showing up or not showing up for the connection, because the truth isn't pretty. There's nothing good to say, you know, about what's happening with them. So there's nothing to be proud of. There's nothing that's going right. So they don't want to talk about it, because that means facing their own demons, you know, like being honest, like how shitty things are for them right now. And why they might have been playing both sides. When someone's down on their luck, they're going to question their decisions. They're going to like have ulterior motives, because that's survival. Okay. Let's get you some advice. Right, you've got 2 cards that have come out. Self-care. Drowning doesn't always require water. Okay, like you're letting this completely take over, like you're submerged in emotional bullshit. Okay, so swim for the surface, save yourself. Listen, the secrets of the sea become apparent when we listen to the sounds within the shells. Okay, so you need quiet, you need space away from this situation, you need a breakaway, You need like 3 or 4 days to live your best life, and you'll look at this whole situation differently. Okay, get some distance from it. Be around, people in your life who are high vibrational, but get a full picture of what's going on by getting out of your everyday living situation. Go somewhere totally different, like go to another country just for a few days, with good company, because you'll realise this just is not adequate at all. You're trying to scrape marbles together. Why? What for? Oh, seahorses, embrace your uniqueness and let your gentle spirit carry you through life's currents. There's something amazing about you, and you don't need to swim against the tide. If something's really obviously fumbling, let it fall down, let the tower fall. Okay, don't try to scrape it back together and make something out of what isn't good enough. Don't do that. You're going to find the perfect match. You're going to find an empress. You're going to find someone that is worthy of your success, your dedication, your firepower. Your Aries the ram, your Aries the emperor. You need a boss lady. You could go places. You've probably got so many goals and dreams and aspirations, and you're actually capable of achieving them with the right person by your side, because they're going to be putting in as much as you're putting in, and they're going to be able to take over when you're poorly or you're injured, or you're grieving because you've lost someone in your family. When the chips are down, they're going to be able to step in, because they're your counterpart, they're your equal. Seahorses are loyal, right? They're only with one other mate, one mate their entire life. Does this undecided person seem like they're good enough for you? Does that seem like stability? I wouldn't say so. This person that's chosen to just cop out and walk away knows that they're not really good enough for you. Maybe they can be good enough one day, but this is not. You can't make a house in a hurricane if they're in the middle of separating from someone and they're going through mental health problems, or they're in financial dire straits, or all of the above. You can't make a house with that. It's just gonna leave what you've already created in tatters. Right, let's look at a timing for new love, because this person's not at a phase in their life where they can add anything to what you've already got going on. And we're not a charity. Create space for it to happen sooner. Okay, so just do what I said, literally go to another country and get a full breakaway for 3 or 4 days. You'll feel like you've been away for a month. Do some things that you've always wanted to do, and you'll have a totally different perspective. You'll be like, what on earth? What was I doing? Alright, I hope that resonates. I hope it helps for some people out there. If you prefer a personal reading, the £25 information is in the background. It's also in the channel description. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. In a matter of weeks, I will be full-time doing tarot, so I'll be able to do same day readings and stuff like that. Memberships are available. I'm currently uploading the finance readings, financial predictions for the month of July, alternative life paths, what your current employer sees as your best attributes. There's a how to read tarot series, with instalments of that going up each month, and a Native American Indian medicine wheel reading, so you can be aware. You can be aware of what areas of your life to work on, whether it's your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, or your physical health. So they're $5.99 a month. I know money comes and goes, but it's just, you know, decide what you feel like doing, because that obviously changes depending on how money is or what you're really interested in at the moment. It can be nice to get off the love readings obsession if you find yourself going down a rabbit hole and watching, you know, 50 plus channels of tarot and just getting yourself all in a tangle over love. You know, it's quite nice to have readings that are like just about you. Or if you're interested in learning, you know, more about the tarot cards and stuff like that. Okay, so we are going on to Taurus. It does take patience to get over people, and we wouldn't be human if we honestly wouldn't be human if we were just able to, like, forget about people, you know, like the rubbish that we've just discarded. Like, that's not correct, is it? So it's okay to have hopes about something working out with someone, you know, and then realising that it's disappointing, that it's probably not going to. It's disappointing. But you tend to forget all about it as soon as you meet someone that is, you know, like, great on paper, lovely person, knows how to conduct themselves, went out, heart of gold, you know, like, it's very, very easy. It's almost outrageous how easy it is to forget when the right person comes along. So don't despair. The universe has a plan. Spirit guides, the universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Taurus's highest good. How is Taurus feeling in this final week of June and beginning days of July 2026 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in the future? 3 cards for how Taurus is feeling, please. Right, Taurus, in the challenge position, you've got the Ace of Swords. So, not the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about clarity, revelation, a major confession, major truth. Swords cut through the fog. Okay, things become clear. You're ready to suddenly, you like, speak up. You have a light bulb moment, some sort of epiphany. That's a challenge at the moment. So either it's to do with voicing what you already know, or you actually don't know what it is that's right or wrong, or what you want. Okay, because it's coming up in the challenge position when it's sideways. If it were to be fully reversed, you'd be like consciously holding information to yourself, like some sort of major secret, you know, you're not ready to confess or something like this, or you're totally in a fog. But this is like a bit of confusion. You could be undecided or unsure about something. Or you could be contemplating speaking the truth to someone. The King of Cups reversed. Now, the King of Cups, when it's upright, is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Cups hold water, and water is feelings, emotions. The King of Cups, when it's upright, is having a very open heart chakra. It's being able to forgive and forget, able to be calm under pressure, able to see other people's points of view, know and feel how they must be feeling. You know, the ultimate empath, having a heart of gold. Just because someone scorns you doesn't mean you're going to do it back. You know, crazy self-control, crazy good. When it's reversed, you could be over-emotional or you could be under-emotional. You could have detached yourself from your emotions. It's like the negative aspect of the King of Cups, which is, you know, a tidal wave of emotion, being over-emotional or detaching from your emotions. Because the opposite of having an open heart chakra is a muddied heart chakra, you know, like someone that can't forgive, someone that's feeling spiteful, someone that's holding a grudge, someone that's full of anger, contempt, or someone that's just gone numb because it's just too traumatic. Like, I'm just going to remove myself from my feelings entirely and turn into a robot, you know, and look through people, like, that have pissed me off, like, that kind of vibe. Shutting down, you know, like, look, we've got the Queen of Cups now, reversed. So, awash with emotion, you know, she got bubbles coming out of her mouth, she's that far deep into her emotions, but she could be over-emotional, or it could be, you know, desert storm kind of thing, like, dry as a desert, like, don't come near me, I'm pissed off, I'm probably always going to be pissed off with you, I don't forgive, you know, like, easily, and, like, you know, I hate your guts thing, or, again, just detaching from emotions, like, robotic, you know, just numb. I mean, when a woman goes quiet, like, silent, that's time to be worried, you know what I mean? Usually women will try to talk about it, try to talk about their feelings, their concerns, if it can be salvaged. If they completely shut down, it's done. The only difference with these two is you've got a masculine energy, so someone who's thinking about the greater good, and you've got a feminine energy, so someone who's now more focused on how this is affecting me. What about my feelings? Okay, that would be like, this ain't good for anybody. This would be like, this isn't good for me. Sorry, it's actually the other way around. Masculine energies are more self-centered. Queens are more nurturing towards everyone, worried about everyone else. So I guess, yeah. No, I guess when it's reversed, yeah, it shuts down all of that. And it's like, what about me? What about my feelings? Right, let's see how the person on your mind is feeling. If there is someone, I'd say that you're quite pissed off with someone, Taurus. And you're just in two minds whether to completely finish it or give them, you know, a piece of your mind, or stay silent. You're just not sure, like, what to do. You could be wavering a bit. Five of Pentacles, they're feeling a state of lack. They would like an Ace of Wands, which is a rebirth. Ten of Swords reversed, choosing not to stress about it anymore. Seven of Wands reversed, feeling at a disadvantage. Five of Cups reversed, they've grieved and they're coming out of that grief. The Tower reversed, they really want to salvage something from this. They can't believe that this is really over. So it's like they're mirroring you, really. They're mirroring you, like, they feel a state of lack without this, you know, connection. They would love a rebirth. It's something they really want. They know the tower's fallen, but they're trying to salvage something out of the wreckage. I think you've frozen this person out, effectively. I think there's tumbleweeds when they try to contact you. Knight of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Pentacles, when it's upright, Knights are in active pursuit. Knight of Pentacles is someone who's feeling very practical. They've thought about how things would work, rent-wise, mortgage-wise, how would we live together. It's dating with a view to commitment, a view to, you know, making things solid, making things public, secure, stable. Everyone knows that you're together, you know, like building a future together, collaboration. When it's reversed, it's like they're not offering that. Maybe they can't offer it and they'd like to. This feels like a similar kind of reading to Aries' reading where, you know, someone's trying to build a house in a hurricane. It's a shitstorm. Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. Suddenly, they want to persevere with this, you know. This feels very twin flames. It feels like a runner-chaser dynamic. Like, I should really have pulled a twin flame card for the Aries reading, because I got that vibe off that one as well. You know, meeting in a kind of like third-party circumstance can be very twin flames. Three of Wands reversed. There's procrastination, okay? So this is the planning phase. When we get the Two of Wands, we're making a choice. Am I going to stay or am I going to go? Am I going to keep trying with this or let everything fall down? Am I going to be with that person or that person? Like, it's making a choice. It's the planning phase. Once you get to the Three of Wands, the person's picked. And they're starting to actuate that plan, put it in motion. When it's reversed though, it's like, I need to gain time, I need to procrastinate, I'm going to create stagnancy, I'm going to delay this. Even though they know what they want, they're sort of buying time. So I don't know if that's you or them, because it's in the outcome. Right, we've got one of your major arcana is the Empress, upright, with the Eight of Swords reversed. So choosing not to stress. I know my worth. Why am I stressing over this bullshit? Shared by Taurus and Libra, the Empress attracts, she doesn't chase, okay? She does not run around chasing after people, trying to persuade them or beg time from them. Absolutely not. She's Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. She's the ultimate nurturer, the ultimate empath, creator, pregnant literally, but pregnant with possibility and ideas. Works very, very hard to achieve a beautiful home, create security, wealth, stability. Doesn't like drama at all. Does not like drama, okay, because that's not conducive for a nice nest to bring children up in. So the Empress is like full of grace, okay, practicality, dignity, calm. Let's get one final one for the outcome. It just looks like, you know, the Chariot was on the move and then you've just stuck the brakes on and done an emergency stop because this person's feeling in a total state of lack. They want this back, they want a do-over, but they can't offer, like, commitment. They can't offer stability. So how can you do that to an Empress? Like, it doesn't work, does it? Just the same way that people can't do that to an Emperor. It doesn't work. It's not enough. It's not good enough, so... We've got the Fool reverse. Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I take a leap of faith and I think I'm going skydiving, that parachute's not going to open, you know, or I'm going to get, I don't know, wingsuited into the side of a cliff or something, you know, like, it's not the right conditions. If you do something that's high risk in the worst conditions possible, guess what happens? You know, you hit the side of a cliff and die doing something that you're actually really capable of, but you're doing it in the worst conditions possible. It's against better judgment, isn't it? It's against better judgment. So I don't blame you, Taurus. What is it that this person would say to you? I'm scared you've moved on without me. Well, that fits. What is it that they like or love about Taurus? Sometimes when I'm busy, I pause to think of you and it's like a breath of fresh air. Okay, so you're like something that heals this person. They feel like huge relief when they think about you. You're like their safe place, their happy place. Okay, so sometimes they would just stop and think about you. They may have felt like lucky, you know, to have you, whilst everything's kind of falling down around them. You obviously don't bring drama, you know, to an already dramatic situation. Let's get another message. I know we will be together. Wow, so they're not going to give up easily. They're not going to give up easily, Taurus. Like, they've started to realise that they covet this connection or covet you. What's the messy truth about this situation? You deleted me, cut off digital closure, cold exit. Ooh. So whether that's you doing that to them or them doing that to you or a bit of both, the situation is hanging on by a thread, and that's why this person is worried that you're going to move on without them. Okay, they're trying to keep a mermaid in the net here. What are the issues behind this connection and why it's floundering? Roving eyes, keeping possibilities open, obvious flirt, disrespectful. Okay, so it could have been trivialised as like sexual. You can't do that with an Empress. Like, it's just not, that's not going to entertain for, you know, more than a few minutes. You might entertain it while they've got nothing else going on, but they're not going to take you seriously as a life partner. They're not going to see any potential if they don't get that from the start. You're in the no pile, you know. Love's disguise. Go beyond superficial looks and see who they truly are, okay? There's so much fire and passion here. Fiery balance. Embrace intense forces. Offset turmoil. And stabilise with calm resolve. Magic within. Create space for personal growth and self-discovery. So, I'm going to read the other ones because these came out sideways. Avoid burnout. Fiery passion is consuming. Sustain a lasting balance. Masked realities beyond posing facades and cover-ups dare to unveil the truth hidden beneath. Transformational. Through learning, shift your perspective and evolve beyond limits. It's possible because Taurus is ruled by Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. It's possible to have a crush on someone and let them get away with murder. You know, like, just because we know better, it doesn't mean we always do better. I think there's a lot of chemistry here. I think there's a lot of chemistry. There's a messy situation, and there's been, you know, people not feeling fulfilled with this dynamic. And that's why it's like, now I'm going to delete you, you know, and then it's talking again, and then it's like, no. It's like you're waiting for the transformation. You're waiting on the transformation to happen, like, with this connection. It does feel very much like the Aries one. Ticking clock, let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. This could have been going on for a few years. And hence, like, you know, running out of patience. Setting the record straight. Ooh. Thinking of you, crying nostalgia, missing you. See, there's deeper feelings here. I do think this has been going on for a few years, and I think someone's going for really heavy transformation. You know, and it's not pretty. It's a force to be reckoned with. And I think you're sort of watching and waiting, and you think you're losing patience, and they're like, I'm scared that you're moving on without me. They feel like, you know, they're going to lose you, like, to someone who's already ready to settle down or something like this. They know that you're a practical sign, that you need security, stability. You're not going to build a nest in a hurricane. They want... I think they know that they can't offer you pentacles right now. But they realise that you must really like them, because you wouldn't still be getting mad at them or, you know, trying to wait it out. Getting so upset that you try to go cold turkey without them, you know. That doesn't happen just from lust, it comes from deep and meaningful conversations. What's the unspoken truth then? Sometimes the answer isn't yes or no, it's wait. So we've got a couple of messages to do with time, waiting, you know, one person being ahead of the other in terms of readiness. And I mean, that's when it comes to pentacles, money, practical situations, having your ducks in a row. One person is going through some sort of major transformation in their life, and it's not allowing them to kind of like show up the way that they would need to keep an empress. Let's get a Twin Flames card. Our paths will always reunite. Yeah. So they've got this confidence that you're going to end up together, like that you're not going to be able to stay out of each other's lives. And that may be true. That may be true. The problem with that is an empress expects, you know, it to be like a conventional meeting, and, you know, we date and everything's done the right way, and then we have a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. That is a good expectation to have. but you're not always going to meet people in their right time of their life to provide that. It's not their fault, it's not your fault, it's timing. But how long can you wait, you know? Let's get some advice. There's been a few cards to do with patience, timing and waiting. Rescue, help others in need or ask for assistance when you need it. Perhaps you feel like you've been helping this person, you know, and like sometimes you get to the point where you need help, you need support, and it's just always about what they need, you know, when are they going to show up for you? It might feel like two one way. They certainly want you to wait, and Spirit's kind of saying, I don't think this person's always going to be in a mess. I've had someone meet me when I'm not in a good time of my life, and you know, I restabilised. Like, in fact, I think having their love and support allowed me to do that, but it was also my input as well. It was equal input. You can't, you know, be kind of like doing everything for someone and they're not doing anything for themselves. So you would need to see like progress on their part. Oh, hi Rachel. I am at the end of Taurus. Because this one's slightly more positive than the Aries reading, let's see what cards come out. We've got long distance. Love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. You might find that you have a little time with this person. Belonging. Find belonging and love. Depend on each other. I mean, I think that's what it is that you're looking for. You might be feeling quite desperate at times, like, you know, like you're the stability, you're the rock. I think you get into the end of your tether at times, Taurus. And that's for someone who's incredibly patient. Like Tauruses have a really long fuse and you're very calm for a very long time, but you do snap, like everyone does. Eventually, a Taurus is going to snap as well. Neptune's palace, let the currents of divine guidance lead you to your true purpose. I mean, if you want to know how this person feels, there's nothing onesie about what they've shown. They've shown that they would like to give pentacles, but they haven't got pentacles right now. They've shown that they believe that you'll be together. They've shown that they would like to stop the tower falling. They enjoy thinking about you. They're really scared about losing you. They feel really lucky to have you. But I think it's just bringing you a little bit to the brink, this, how needy this person is right now. Let's have a look to see when this situation will improve, and then we'll get a new love just in case anyone's done with it. full time. Release all expectations though. So it's possible that in a couple of months, the situation will have stabilised, it will have progressed, it will have gone through more of its transition. Okay. The butterfly will begin to emerge. So if Taurus is over this shit and it's just too much, like, for them, when will there be potential for new love? Stop rushing things. Okay, so you might actually hurt yourself, Taurus, if you try to force yourself to move on, because you obviously have really deep feelings for this person. Don't get fed up with the lack of control over the situation. Things will stabilise and begin to mature around autumn time. If you start rushing yourself into dating anyone new, Spirit's saying like that's it's, you're probably either not going to give someone a chance or you're just not going to fancy them because you're already in love with this person. So just go with the flow of life, let divine timing come into play. If you need help and support, just take your mind off the situation, because no one's asking you to control it or fix it. No one's asking you to do that. As a Taurus, I often feel like I want to do something to make a situation better. You know, and a lot of the time you can do some stuff to ease a situation or help it along, but some stuff, it's not your place to do that. It's bigger than you, you know. So don't forget to kind of like look after yourself, or let other people, you know, spend time with you and like look after you, because they've got the capacity to do it where this person hasn't. And I don't mean like love interest, I mean like friends, family, colleagues. Just continue to live your life, you know, to the fullest. Don't, I think, like, if you're ruled by the Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, you know, you can obsess a little bit over someone that you like or someone that you've got feelings for. You're naturally gonna like think about them more than anything else. So you might feel like everything's doom and gloom, where it's possibly not. It's just a matter of how much you choose to focus on a specific person for how many hours a day, isn't it? Redirect your attention. Okay, that was your reading, Taurus. I think I've pulled everything I can for you. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype me up. If you feel called to give me a donation or something like that, super chat, that would be lovely. Personal readings are available. In a few weeks, school will be out for the summer, so I'll be able to do same day readings. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. The information's in the background. There's also memberships available for $5.99 a month. If you're kind of doing your own head in, watching love readings, confusing yourself, sometimes it's nice to just focus on like what's happening with my finances, what's happening with my spiritual health, my mental health, my emotional health, or like, you know what, I'd love to read like tarot myself, or like learn more about the cards. All of that happens in a membership. So you get a monthly finance reading, a monthly health reading, which is a Native American Indian medicine wheel, and an instalment of the How to Read Tarot series that I am making. So yeah, depends what you're looking for, I guess. Okay, on to Gemini. We're on target time-wise. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Gemini's highest good. How is Gemini feeling in this final week of June and beginning days of July 2026 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Gemini, please. How is Gemini feeling first of all? That constellation's cute, isn't it? That's really cute. The 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay, so you could be experiencing familial bliss at the moment with that 10 of Cups. Okay, everyone's getting along famously under one roof. Right, in the challenge position, we've got the Empress. So the Empress is someone who is all 4 queens. Okay, this is showing up that you're feeling at times not 100% about yourself. So I don't know if that's what you look like or where you are in life, you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, practically. You're not feeling terrible, but there could be a bit of a knock to confidence at times. The Empress is someone that is meant to attract, not meant to do the chasing. Okay. So you could be struggling with like time frames of things happening or not wanting to wait. Wanting to take control. We've got the Ace of Cups in the challenge position and the 8 of Wands in the challenge position. This is just what I was saying, right? So the challenge is progress. Where is the progress? And this is like, you know, like affecting your self-care, your self-worth. Right, let's get 3 for the one that's on your mind, because you're clearly getting in a twist over something. Right, they've got us the challenge, the 10 of Wands. 10s are the end of a cycle that's been long and difficult, many challenges, many blocks, delays, obstacles. So someone's trying to close out a cycle. There's a sense of completion that hasn't been reached yet. And that's the obstacle when it comes to this connection. 5 of Pentacles, they're in a state of lack. It's making them feel down. It's making them feel like their status in life is going to be affected, their reputation, assets, you know, monetary value, but also the feeling of love, being surrounded by loved ones, you know, like say, for example, if someone's going through a separation, moving out of the family home is utterly devastating to many people. They really struggle with that. And some people never get over it, okay? They miss having their kids running around. They miss background noise. You know, they hate the silence. Silence is overwhelming. The Hermit. Yeah, see, this person is doing shadow work, shadow healing. They're going within. In the story of the Major Arcana, the Fool realises that he must walk this part of the journey alone, because the answers lie within him. Okay, it's about deep introspection. What was my part? What was their part? What do I want for myself going forward? What lessons can be learned from this? It's the major arcana for Virgo. Virgos are incredibly reflective. They're always looking at the past. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. That's in the outcome. This person could be struggling with depression or anxiety or, you know, tiredness, mental tiredness, emotional tiredness, fatigue. They're doing a lot of shadow work, shadow healing, and trying to come to terms with the next phase. Oops, where's that gone? The Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I don't know if you're early on in Gemini season and the Taurus reading would relate, but there's a lack of commitment that's able to be offered, a practical living situation, you know, coming together in the future. They would like to be able to offer that, but they can't right now. They're not going to be able to for a while in reality. So there is a new beginning, but the practical side of things is going to be delayed. Where's that? Hang on. Kind of came out in the challenge position. The Six of Cups, soulmate. So you're going to doubt. You're going to be like, nah, this person's breadcrumbing. They don't really want a new beginning. But it's a case of like they actually are really going to struggle financially over the months ahead and can't offer, like, they haven't got the capacity to offer joining forces, and no matter how much they want it and desire it, they actually won't be able to bring stability, and you're going to question whether this is really a soulmate or not. But let's get a message from them. I haven't given up on us. Okay, so don't think that because certain things aren't materialising that this person doesn't want it. I can feel all the love you are sending me and it's electrifying. Okay, they are completely thrilled to have you in their life. They know how much you care about them. Have you moved on and worried? So if you freeze this person out, not only is it going to affect your living situation with, you know, children, because your mood's going to be off, but this person is going to kind of lose that sort of like inner fight that they've been given from all the love that you've been sending them. Don't withdraw from it, okay? Like, it just requires patience. They do want this. They're offering you the Ace of Pentacles, which is like all the pentacles for a life together, but they can't bring it now. They actually haven't got the capacity for it. It doesn't mean that they don't want to do that one day. Right, so what's the messy truth about this connection? Only when convenient, used for attention, emotional utility, no depth, that's the concern. Left unread, ignored, message seen, no response. So this person might start to like delay replying because they don't have any like good news to tell you. Like it's just going to be like embarrassing for them to like try to make it seem like they can show up when they can't. So they might just get a bit awkward, like they feel like the pressure a little bit of the expectation. Exit plan. Someone wants out, but they aren't making a move yet. Be prepared for sudden changes. So they're definitely leaving an old situation, like living situation, but they're still in it. They're actually still in it when you met them. When you divide assets and you divide the 10 of Pentacles, you get 5 each, which isn't enough for the lifestyle that you've been living. It's a whole change of status, reputation. What you've got is not what you had. And it can be really, really hard. Like, you end up, like, really on the breadline, where you're used to having double income coming in. Now you've got single income and double outgoings, It's the situation reverses completely, and it's a lot to take. It's a big bash to the ego. Shining sign, trust in the universe's plan and follow your heart. Fated revelation, uncover the omens, decipher their meaning and embrace your destined path. Okay, so someone's going through a heavy transition. They could have like overly promised stuff to you, and like they get like the kudos for that for a while, and then they get like the disappointment that they see on your face or whatever, and it's hard. Conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, positive outcome. Okay, so you will talk about it and you will figure things out, or possibly already have done. Endings aren't always endings. Okay, so this is like still fairly positive here. And Spirit doesn't see that if it's not true. Surprise. Adorn the everyday with surprises. Keep the freshness alive. Okay, so keep doing positive stuff. Don't get bogged down with end outcomes or ultimate goals that you want for this connection, like absolutes, like yes but will we live together, yes but we'll get married. Make sure that you're having good times together and you're not dragging it down, making it all about, well, none of it matters if we don't get this outcome, because if every conversation goes into that, it's going to be draining rather than like lifting someone up. Interweaving growth, like tree rings, each year deepens your bond, marking shared time and depth. Bridge, build a bridge of understanding, crossing the rivers of the soul. Okay, support each other, come together, be there for one another. Acceptance, fully accept each other for true love to take root and flourish. Yeah, we don't want to be the thing that's pecking someone's head. When they're going through the worst time of their life. The thing that's making all these demands, because you know what they'll do to make their life easier? They'll get rid. And if you were in crisis mode, if you were like living on the breadline and watching your life kind of go really downhill and one person was just giving you shit all the time, what would you do to try and like release the pressure? You'd undo the relationship, right? So I wish we could be together, but it's complicated. I told you. They're still living with their ex. Their ex might not even know they intend to leave, because an exit plan card comes out when the other person's not even been told, and they're not going to be told for a while. Let's get some advice. Explore. Maps show what's already been discovered. Go another way. Okay, so Spirit wants you to change your current behaviour. The way that you react and respond to this person. Shipwrecks. Explore the depths of your past to uncover hidden treasures of wisdom and resilience. You're so strong, you're so capable. I really wouldn't worry about yourself, continuing, because look what you've created for yourself. You don't need to, stress out, like worrying about whether this person's replied or not. You don't need to do that. You're the Empress, okay? But you're going to make yourself feel like off key, like upset by shit that's trivial, while this person's trying to deal with major, like change and the biggest the biggest transition of their life that they'll ever go through. Neptune's palace. Let the currents of divine guidance lead you to your true purpose. Okay, so when you're divinely guided, there's divine timing involved and you don't get to control it. When are things going to mature and like steady and like develop? Stay positive, okay? Like Spirit can't give you a timing because there's all these external circumstances going on, but it's not like that you're to get down about it at all, okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it helpful. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype me up, and I will see you in the next one. Personal readings, if you would like one, are £25. That way you can get a message that is between you and your person, timing that's between you and your person, and, not just an idea of what's blocking things, but a very accurate reading. Okay, so you've got that option. You can direct message on TikTok or Instagram. You can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. If you're sick of love and you've been focusing way too much on it, there's memberships available with finance readings, health readings, and how to read tarot. So you can learn more about the tarot cards and just, take the focus away from love. There's nothing wrong with being interested in how your finances are going to be going and seeing what your boss thinks is your most positive attribute, or getting predictions, getting nice affirmations, seeing what alternative life, purposes you could have if you don't feel like you found your true life's purpose. Spirit will pick out some ideas for you. Some people buy personal readings as well, and it's not necessarily for love, it's like whatever comes up, You know, I can pull 3 cards, past, present, future, and see whatever's significant, stuff like that. So, or if you just want one-off, like, personal finance reading, whatever you like. Okay, on to Cancer. Spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Cancer's highest good. How is Cancer feeling in this final week of June and beginning days of July 2026 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Cancer's feeling, please. Right, we've got the 5 of Wands, so that's either mixed emotions internally or conflict externally with other people. That's an odd constellation, isn't it, for Cancer, the crab? Why does it look like that? It doesn't look very crab-like. Nine of Cups upright, the Tower upright, the Page of Wands reverse, the Hangman reverse. I think you're like, do you know what? I'm more happy when I'm by myself. I've got more, you know, like stability. There's no drama, there's no confusion, there's no guessing games. The Tower moment is like, I don't want love, I reject love. I'm not excited about building with anyone. I don't hope for anything with anyone. This is a very stubborn energy, this one. Because the Hanged Man, when it's upright, is someone that's trying to see things from different points of view. They're open-minded. When it's reversed, it's like, instead of being open-minded, it's closed-minded, right? The Page of Wands is someone that's naive, they're optimistic, they've never walked this journey before, they're excited about it, they've got no preconceived notions about how something's going to go. When that's reversed, it's like, I reject you. I am fine by myself, thank you. You could have always had this kind of sense of, I just need to meet someone and settle down, and the Tower in your life could be you kind of pulling down existing norms or expectations and just making things work for you according to what suits you, you know, emotionally, spiritually. The Wheel of Fortune upright with the Moon. So you're actually receiving good karma for this. You're actually going to receive a period of good luck, good fortune. The moon is the major arcana for Pisces. It's about being afraid but walking forwards anyway. So perhaps you always thought that you needed someone else to build a future with, and now you're realising that's not the case. Okay, it's not always the secret to happiness is the fact that there's someone else there, because that depends who that someone else is. It needs to be the right person. And sometimes you've not done anything to change and you wanted them and they still let you down. So, do you know what I mean? I think you're being brave and you're going out on your own in some way, being independent in some way, and you're being rewarded for that. Doesn't mean you're going to be by yourself forever. Now, someone's showing up in your energy as the Fool. They want a brand new start. They're ready to jump into a new chapter. I don't know if it's someone that you know or a brand new person. It's Aries energy, fiery, passionate. They're prepared to take a leap of faith. That's a lot of cards. We've got the Empress reversed. The Temperance upright, major for Sagittarius. The Empress reversed is the major for Libra and Taurus. It's shared. Page of Swords reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. Knight of Swords reversed. The Star upright, healing. Wish fulfillment. Major for Aquarius. 8 of Wands reversed, 7 of Wands upright. Some of these cards are like, they show like really struggling with emotions, really struggling with confidence, hope, optimism. There's blocks and delays. There's something that I need to say. So Cancer, someone's showing up for you that is ready for a leap of faith, yet they're feeling all kinds of ways. And some days they might not speak to you, some days they might really struggle. And some days they might give you what for. It's a tricky customer. They're a bull in a china shop and you don't know what you're going to get from one day to the next. 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, they're choosing not to stress about this anymore. They don't want to keep pushing forward, being stoic. They're not going to take more and more burden from the situation. Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's delays when it comes to a rebirth of a connection, a new beginning, even though this person really wants it with you. The Chariot, your major arcana, and the Lover's reversed. You're going to feel rejected by this person. You're going to feel like they're pissed off with you. Like, you really want this. It's all steam ahead. It's the Emperor that jumps into the Chariot, right? And there's a major goal or aim that's to be fulfilled. Huge determination, you know, actively moving towards something. And then you're met with unrequited love. And this question of, like, is this my soulmate then? Because I thought it was. I thought they were into me. So we get one more because that was by itself, but they were a combination. So one more for the outcome. Morning, Christina. The Eight of Cups reversed. Cancer, you... Yeah, there's a sense of like, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose this person. They're fed up with me. But I'm just trying to struggle to find independence after being in a very codependent situation, and that's what the universe wants for you. The universe wants you to find your feet on your own, and this person might not understand that because they're like, but I'm ready to get with you now. So I think you need to express that to this person, that it's not a no to you, but it's a yes to me finding my feet. Like, I need time to adjust. I need time to make a life where it's just me for a while, because I really need this for myself. Like, I'm really struggling mentally, emotionally, financially. And until I get back onto the straight and narrow, until I feel okay, you know, and stable for a while and create my own space for a while, how can I possibly take myself towards someone new and show up the way that I need to? So I think that needs to be shared. We don't want anyone coming towards us unhealed, and we wouldn't want to take ourselves towards anyone else unhealed, right? So what would this person say to you? This person that is desperate for a leap of faith, a brand new chapter. I love you, but I can't say it out loud. They are so into you that it's like really making them susceptible to getting hurt. They're scared that they're like, you know, unduly trusting this situation. I want you to be happy, even if that means being without me. This person has unconditional love for you. That's beautiful. They like genuinely care about what happens to you, no matter whether it means they get to be with you or not. Hi, Christina. We're like near the end of the, well, we're in the middle of the Cancer reading. You're in my dreams. This person dreams about you, Cancer. Like, you're everything to them, but like they literally have unconditional love for you. Like, they love you. They love you and they just want you to be happy. I think it's a very emotionally intelligent person and a very strong person, and you just have to, you know, communicate to them. Okay, messy truth. Love bombing. Intense start, sudden withdrawal, confusion. Should have been done, dragging on, already over, denial. It wasn't love, it was control, possession, power play, ego. My God. ending. You're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. Enlighten truth, share your insights, spreading awareness with the power of honesty. Clouded vision, recognise and discuss red flags or areas of concern. Yeah, there needs to be a lot more communication here. Divorce. Yeah, someone's going through a divorce. They're struggling with their emotions. I think you're going through the divorce. I think you're struggling with your emotions. I think, you know, you're stuck between accepting the change and resenting the you know, having to change. Distractions, temptation, always busy, kept you waiting. Don't let fear be your driver. Right, so let's get some positive advice if this is going to survive. Long distance, love knows no distance, it transcends time and space. Okay, so it's not really about how much time you're apart from each other or how long it takes, you know, to get this connection. Like, this person's not going anywhere. Like, they're very loyal to you, they're very fixed on the idea of being with you. They care about what happens to you, like, even if you don't end up being with them. But they need to learn to be patient as well, and like understanding of what the situation that you're going through in this major transition that you're going through. Mirror, be mirrors to each other, reflecting the truest selves. Whatever behaviour you give out, if you shut down and closed off and you don't really reveal your feelings, the other person will shut down and close off and not really reveal their feelings. So we want to be able to be a bit vulnerable, a bit open, and have honest heart-to-heart conversations, and then the other person will feel safe to do that as well. And that's when you can support one another instead of feeling like you're falling out with each other. Perseverance, stay the course, okay? Don't give up. Do not give up on the situation. It's all going to be worth it eventually. Seaweed, find beauty in vulnerability and let your resilience shine through life's challenges. Guardian star, guardian of the ocean, providing you with protection and strength, feel safe and peaceful. Oh, you've got to stay the course and be strong, okay, because it's going to be worth it. Cancer, like this is like a really hard time in your life that you're headed for, but being brave is going to pay off. Like, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a separation, but the wheel of fortune's upright. Okay, so yes, your person that you really like and want to be with might struggle with waiting for you, but you are being protected and rewarded during this time. It's going to be a challenging time, but you're going to be rewarded, you know, greatly for seeing it through. You got people like watching over you, you know, in the 5D, like they're surrounding you and they're like making you feel safe and supported and giving you like the inner strength to keep going with this, you know, this huge change, this transformation. Right, when are things going to be better placed to work out with this person? Have faith. Okay, so all you have to do is trust that everything will work out exactly as it's supposed to. But you don't have to do anything other than that, okay? Alright, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. And I will see you in the next one, Cancer. Personal readings are £25. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. Personal readings can be general, or they can be about love. Most people ask for love readings. Some people want a general reading, whatever comes out. Memberships are available if you're sick of love or you just love tarot and you want to focus on, you know, readings that are about you. I've got finance readings on the memberships. I've got how to read tarot series, and I've got health readings on the memberships. Memberships are £5.99. £5.99 a month, and you get those things each month. Make sure to save the 8th of the 8th in your calendar. Okay, Lionsgate is the 8th of August. It's a very powerful portal that opens, and whatever you wish for, you're likely to receive within 24 to 48 hours. I'm not joking. It's a really powerful portal that opens on the 8th of August. 8th of the 8th, Lionsgate. So program it into your phone now as a reminder. I'm going to do mine for the day before. I actually, when I started this channel, it was at the beginning of the summer holidays and it was Lionsgate, so I said please, 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 like, I only had 14 subscribers and they were friends and family that had like added my channel as a favour kind of thing, like subscribed as a favour. And then so I wanted some like real people that were coming across my videos, and nobody was. So yeah, it was just like not views. And then I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and I'm not joking, I had 2 random people had subscribed and watched my videos, and that was the start of the channel then. So I'm not joking about Lionsgate. 1111 I tend to see, because I am like very spiritual, I tend to see that probably once a month or every other month. And that tends to be like for long-term goals and ambitions. But if there's something you can really do with, you know, like on a fast turnaround, Lionsgate is amazing for that. I can't explain it, that's like as much as I know about it, but I've got proof. I've took a screenshot of the new subscribers and I put it on my community page, because I was like, that I need, like, every time something like that happens, I need proof, because people just wouldn't believe me. Yeah, it sounds like an unbelievable story, doesn't it? But everything I do with the tarot requires to believe in higher forces, so why not believe that that's possible, especially when you see the results from it. Okay, let's go on to Leo. You know I like a Leo. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Leo's highest good. How is Leo feeling in this final week of June and beginning days of July 2026 with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in the future? Straight out. So we've got the Eight of Cups upright, the Chariot reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, and the Justice upright. Ooh, okay. I think you might have found out that someone's cheating on you. I think someone found out that someone's cheating on you because the Eight of Cups is you walking away. You're ending a relationship, Leo. This is the major arcana for Cancer. It's having a major goal or aim, and it's failure, loss, or defeat the last minute. The Three of Cups upright is community, teamwork, socialising, but it can also be third-party dynamics. Okay, so it's a love triangle going on. Instead of Two of Cups, we've got one cup too many, and it's been reversed. So either you are being cheated on, or you've broken up with someone who was keeping you as the other man or the other woman, and you are creating your own justice. Okay, with the major arcana for Libra, the scales of justice, you are putting things right by finishing this connection. Okay, so you could be the other man or the other woman in this scenario, and you're kind of like undoing it. You're like, I'm not doing this anymore. Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah, I am not keeping myself stuck in this bullshit situation anymore. I'm not confused, I'm not codependent, I just, I know what I need to do. Five of Swords, okay, so this could result in arguments, disagreements, talking, not talking with your person. Let's see how they're feeling about it all. They've got the Eight of Wands, so blocks, delays, challenges, obstacles, a lack of progress. Ten of Pentacles, okay, they are someone that's achieved lasting generational wealth. They're married, they potentially have children, they certainly have a lot of responsibilities, and they've created a lot of success and wealth for themselves. But they are taken, okay, that's how it's showing up. Doesn't look like they've left either. The Magician. This person has all the tools to succeed in manifesting what it is that they want. So, for example, if they want to be with you, then they can make that happen. There's something that they do want, and they have got the ability to make it happen. Let's get 3 for the outcome. I'm going to do Virgo, and then I'm going to take a break, walk around a bit, and I'll get the other signs done. The Eight of Pentacles in the upright position. Now that's a good card to get for the outcome, because that's growth and expansion of the connection. Someone's prepared someone's prepared to grow and expand the connection. And when I say someone, I mean this person that's already taken is prepared to make themselves available, you know, like by ending what they're in. So we've got the Three of Swords in combination with the Seven of Pentacles. There's heartbreak, heartache, looking back at the past, what's being cultivated. It could be really upsetting for this person to leave the situation that they're in, because they've achieved a lot, they've got a good status, they get a lot of respect off people, they've got a good reputation. It would break their heart to step out of all of that. It's a huge change. Knight of Pentacles in the challenge position. So can I go towards Leo with an offer of commitment? Okay, am I going to withdraw from my situation? That's the challenge. Okay, they would need to leave their current situation. That's why you've drawn a line in the sand and said, like, I'm not being your dirty little secret anymore. You need to make a choice. They would, be brokenhearted to move out from the family home, to lose their status, everything they've built up. In terms of wealth, they're going to have the opposite scenario and be paying 2 sets of bills with one income instead of 1 set of bills with 2 incomes. So it is harder initially. But if you're living a lie, you're living a lie. If you're betraying the people that you're living with, you're betraying the people that you're living with. So there has to be a choice, because you let everyone down when you try to do both. And nobody wants anyone to find out something like that. It's utterly devastating and heartbreaking. So it's better done on your terms than getting exposed by someone else, someone finding out, telling your children, all of that, palaver. Like, it's just the indecent thing to do, isn't it, to continue. So you're going to pay a much worse price if you get found out. Okay, like, bring it out on your terms. What's this person have to say to my Leos? I feel like you didn't appreciate me. I'm scared you've moved on without me. You left me with unanswered questions. Yeah, so you've thrown the gauntlet down, you've walked off, and they feel like they've not been able to have a conversation with you about this. Possibly feel like you're being unfair, the way that you've handled it. You are like an angel that came into my life to heal and nurture me. This feels like twin flames, like this person might have financial abundance where they are. They might have built up assets and, paid off mortgages or stuff like this, but that's superficial. Do you know what I mean? Like, what matters is, like, are you in love with someone anymore? Do you feel fulfilled? Or have you started to fantasize about, being with someone else because you're not actually in love with your person anymore? Like, sometimes people marry and it pays well, but they're just kind of playing a role, like they're playing mum or playing dad, or they might sometimes, like, lose their sense of self, and their own individual dreams and ambitions. And I'm not saying that's because being a parent sucks. I'm saying, like, if you came to a dynamic looking for stability and found it, and it's practical and it's sensible and it's safe, sometimes people stay in it because it's practical, it's sensible and it's safe, and they love the kids, but they're not in love with the person that they made a family with, or not anymore. And they stay in it anyway because they're scared of how they would cope, like, if they moved out. So it's like the lesser of two evils, to stay in it rather than braving it, like starting over again. It doesn't mean that you don't love your kids, but you're just kind of being true to your own feelings, your own wants, your own wishes, your own desires. You want to have your children but also be in love, and that's fine, because they're going to grow up and they're not going to be around forever, and they're going to fall in love and they're going to be happy. So you don't want to get left behind. So you need to make sure that you are in love with your partner still. And if you're not, you need to be honest with yourself about that, and honest with your partner about that. Let's get another message from this person to you, Leo. I will see you sooner than you think. This person's not giving up. They are not giving up. What's the point of it all? Sometimes they feel like giving up, but they're going to make you have a conversation with them instead of just disappearing into the darkness. Yeah, they want answers and to have a proper conversation about this. Instead of you getting all emotional and, you know, drawing a line and walking off. If that's what went down. Or getting all angry, drawing a line and walking off. It's not that easy to, you know, to just kaboom, like detonate a situation. Controlling, it needs to be right all the time, possessive, jealous lover. Gold digger, in it for what they can get, money hungry, self-serving. Excuse me. Destroyed, shattered, broken, completely ruined. Make it rain, manifesting abundance, legal matters in your favour, unexpected money, promotion, entrepreneur. So I don't know if they're married to a gold digger or someone that, you know, they just feel like they're in it for the fact that it's financially stable for them and they're not really, like, in love with them. Or they're no longer in love with them. It feels like the emotions part of it is lacking for them, and that's why they've, you know, found you. But then if you're going to leave them, you know, what is the point of it all? Like, it's going to make this person feel really lost and lonely then. Because people can feel lonely within a marriage, they can feel lonely within a family scenario because they love their kids, but life's just kind of like passing them by. They're going through the motions and they're not spending time with a special person. The kids are going to, you know, eventually become teenage. They're not going to want to have as much, you know, daddy-son time or dad-daughter time or mum-son time or mum-daughter time. They're not going to want that. They're going to want their own freedom, their own space. They're going to get angry, frustrated if you try to cling on to them. They're going to grow up and have their own lives. You know, you barely hear from sons or daughters once they're grown, especially sons. So you do need to focus on, like, who you're in love with and make sure that you are in love with your partner. If you're not, you got to do something about it. You know, not be ashamed of, you know, just kind of advocating for yourself. So I'm saying you, but I mean whoever it is that's, you know, this person's in the Ten of Pentacles, like lasting generational wealth. They've put their income together with someone else already. They've built up assets and wealth already, but wealth alone isn't enough, is it? If it was, everything would be quite simple. So you could be starting your own business, or they could be moving into something like that. Legal matters, it looks like, are going to go in your favour, or that could be for them. There's going to be unexpected money. Something's going to balance out in this situation. But they really feel like you woke them up, you know, like they were sleeping on life. in this Ten of Pentacles dynamic, that they were already married to someone and sleeping on life. You know, like they were there for the kids still, basically. So if you leave, they're just going to be like, oh my God, I'm really unhappy again. You know, but now it's worse because I've seen like what it can feel like if Leo's there. Hi, welcome in. I don't answer questions in the chat. We're just going through collective signs, and then if you want a personal reading, they're £25. So we're just like halfway through Leo. I'm going to do Virgo, and then I'm going to take a break and walk around because my bum's numb. And then I'll get the rest of the signs done. What's the unspoken truth? Sometimes the answer isn't yes or no, it's wait. So Spirit's actually saying, don't make a rash decision about this person. Okay, they could be dealing with someone who's like used them financially, and it takes time for legal processes. You know, these are involving external people, external circumstances. It's not this person trying to play with you or be a player. They may at times come across as emotionally stable, but they could be really emotionally unstable when you're not around, you know. They could be good at putting on a front. Release the burdens of the past and let love fly free. Rekindle old sparks, let love bloom in you. Celebrate the love you share with those who matter the most. Okay, so refocus your attention. You can't speed this process up of divorce that this person's going through, or, you know, if they're like still set up with someone, you can't kind of decide when they're going to tell their person. They've got to make that decision for themselves. So you're going to have to back right off, focus on yourself. If you need to go cold turkey, go cold turkey. But this person is then going to be able to focus on what really matters. Because if they try to go back to their person, they might be able to plaster on a smile for a while, but then they're going to kind of really think, oh my God, like now I've not got Leo or anything. I'm not actually happy, like going back to how things were. So all you're doing is removing the fog for this person by kind of like not trying to cloud their judgment, not trying to push them, so that's going to make them push back, but remove yourself from the situation completely and let them deal with their own shit, because that's what's going on here. I don't think they've begun to separate from their person yet. I think the person they're with just thinks everything's fine and dandy. Because the Ten of Pentacles is upright. It would be reversed if they were already going through a divorce. Rescue, help others in need or ask for assistance when you need it. Okay, so the way to help yourself is by to stop overly focusing on someone else's life and what's unfolding with them, and just get back to you. And they will, you know, be able to speak to you once they've like taken care of stuff, which is not going to happen overnight, is it? It could be like a year and a half later, because they've got to come to terms with all the change that it's going to mean, and then finally build up the courage to say it to the person and be ready for like the fallout, which is going to be big. I think, you know, like it seems like a similar narrative across a lot of the signs that we've looked at so far, but they're all at different phases of like how they're playing out. They're on very different time scales. Mermaid magic. Embrace the magic within and let your intuition guide you through life's currents. Okay, so intuitively you do know that like this is probably your person. It's not wrong that you've met. In fact, you've probably woken this person up because they were sleeping on life, but they've got some really big decisions to make, and they're going to have to make them for themselves, by themselves. And you're going to have to, like, you know, go cold turkey, I think. That's what I would do, because you don't want to be trying to influence someone what to do. When it affects so many other people, you know, that has to be their move alone. When are things going to evolve between Leo and the one that's on their mind, the one that's showing up in this reading? Right, so we've got distract yourself from the waiting game, release the need to control the situation, but it is coming for you and it's going to be sometime next year. So I told you there's going to be like 6 months, a year, there's going to be a substantial amount of time where you're not speaking to this person, and you might think, oh well, they've gone back, you know, to the one that they love and they're making a go with it. But you won't know when you're not supposed to know. Okay, you'll be on the outside of stuff, but there could be all kinds going on in the background. So you're just going to have to focus on yourself, you know, and like take a few steps back. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. If you want a personal reading, they're £25. You can direct message on Instagram or TikTok. You can email me on Gmail. The information's in the background. Memberships are available. It's $5.99 a month. Members get part of a How to Read Tarot series each month. They get a Native American Indian medicine wheel each month, and they get their own finance reading by zodiac sign. So they get financial predictions, what their boss thinks is their best attribute, alternative life purposes. If they, you know, are really hating Mondays, what should they be doing? And money affirmations, so loads of stuff for members for that small amount each month. Money comes and goes, so no pressure. If you want to support the channel and you feel called to, you can donate. Otherwise, you can do me a solid by giving me some likes, hyping me up, and leaving me a comment. I don't care what the comment is. It could be an emoji for all I care. But the more you interact with it, but it's nice for me to read comments. Keeps me going when I'm tired. And you know, I'm a full-time high school teacher. I do this on top. But in a few weeks, we'll be breaking up for the summer, and I'll be doing this full-time over the summer. So I can do like same-day readings and stuff like that. Okay, on to Virgo. Let's have a few shuffles. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's so nice and breezy. It's really cool and comfortable. I think it's in the 20s now. Like, and we've got partial cloud cover, partial sun, and then the wind is really high, and it's a really nice cool breeze. So it's like glorious today, to be honest. We could do with some rain though. The lawn is brown. Not surprised after that, like, 34 degrees that we had. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Virgo's highest good. How is Virgo feeling in this final week of June and beginning days of July 2026 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Virgo's feeling, please. Four of Pentacles reverse, so where you could have been a bit mean with time, money or energy, you could be prepared to give some more time, money or energy to a situation or people in general. Because upright's the miser, the opposite of the miser is someone being more generous, more charitable. The Ten of Wands reverse, okay, so instead of being stoic and seeing this right through to its painful end, you're dropping the woes, the burdens down in tools. It's a conscious decision not to stress and fight for something. So that's the end of a cycle. We've got the Ace of Wands reversed with the Six of Wands upright. So this could be deemed a victory. Victory, success, recognition with the Six of Wands upright when it comes to a lack of a rebirth. I know it sounds weird, but that's what it's showing. Maybe you don't want a new beginning with someone anymore, but you're kind of open to a relationship with a different person, like a relationship in general. Let's see who's showing up for you. Like perhaps you don't want an ex, you know, but you want a relationship that's brand new. Three of Pentacles, someone's looking to collaborate. Three of Pentacles, 3 is a number of community, teamwork. Everyone's putting in their bit of time, money and energy to create a common goal, work towards a common goal or aim. Cooperate on a project. The Queen of Cups upright with the Two of Cups reversed. This person's all in their feels, but they think that it's not requited. They think it's like unreturned. Unrequited. They're not. They think like you might not like them back, but they would love to work with you. 10 of Cups reversed. People are not happy in this family dynamic. There's division. There's upset. There's arguments or passive aggressiveness. Nine of Cups, single and abundant. You know, my cup is full. My emotions are full. I'm contented. I don't need anyone else to collaborate with. Nine of Wands reversed. Dropping the burdens. I don't want to push forward with anything anymore. I don't want to fight for it anymore. Oops, where's that gone? Five of Wands. Okay, so I think it's hard not to have disagreements, arguments and drama, but that's not wanted. It's not wanted. So we've got our 3 outcome cards. I wonder if... It's just people walking past. I wonder if you want freedom and they want... either to work together, you know, if that means like to split, then that's what that means, but they want to collaborate and make it as painless as possible. Or they don't want to split. But I'm not getting the Tower reversed or the 8 of Cups reversed or heartbreak, so I just wonder if they're kind of accepting the situation for what it is. There's definitely like more than one person involved, like in terms of who lives in a household. It looks like there's children involved or parents involved. Something already established, you know, like I think you wish to stay like separate, stay solo from an existing dynamic. They just don't want any trouble, basically. I regret the distance I created between us. Ooh, okay, so they're taking full accountability for this, and they are kind of gutted that it's over. I love that I can be myself around you. When you touch me, I feel butterflies in my stomach. My God, they still feel like... For some reason, they created distance between the two of you. I suppose work could do that, or if they're stressed in other areas of their life. If they don't like to communicate vulnerability, if they're too tired and busy, you know, they reject like intimacy or something like this. They've created distance between the two of you, and they know it's their fault. They feel like you're home, like you get them, but it's obviously done damage over time. I'm not stable right now, let me fix this. What's the messy truth about this situation? Burned the bridge, final goodbye, unrepairable, no way back. Ew. So it may feel like too much has been said, like I've like really crashed and burned this, like I've told them like I never want to see them again, like there's no coming back from this, they wouldn't want to see me. It's a bit sad, really. Two-faced, playing with your emotions, insincere, not who you think. Ooh. You're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. I mean, sometimes that's a lesson for people, isn't it? Like, you can't just bob back in when you've changed your mind, or back down from something when you've, you know, done your peacock feathers and made a big display. It's not always possible to kind of like repair what's been said and done out of ego and pride. Beyond compare, don't compare your love to anyone else, it's unique. Celestial grace and special moments feel the blessed touch of the divine guides in your path. Healing mirage, see through illusions, navigate dangers and find solace in therapy's guidance. Tender attentions with care and concern, approach gently, nurturing with soft, kind gestures. Peaceful parallel harmony flows, lives aligned, basking in the serene glow of peace. It could have been a bit toxic or a bit karmic, this. They could have been very controlling. I think you just feel like you're best off out of it, to be honest. You know, if you shut people out of your life emotionally, then you've got to deal with the loneliness that comes with that. Oh my God, anger management. Yeah, this person's got an ego. They don't like not being in control. Egg on their face, ashamed, backfired, got caught. Okay, so any of that could apply. Them wanting to be in control all the time has backfired. You gave me the sweetest dream and the hardest reality. Ouch. Okay, what is the advice? Recharge. There's nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul, okay? Take a breather. Something's been, you know, a lot. You need to recharge your batteries. Ancient temple, seek strength in your past and let the echoes of history guide you towards the future. I don't know if that's got something to do with like generational patterns within the family, or you've already proven yourself to be be someone that has strength of character, and so you need to like call on that to like be confident, to keep on walking, something like this. I feel like you're both being urged to kind of let this tower fall, to be honest. I think it's one that you've kind of like finally kind of drawn a line and said, no, I want to split up. It's definitely like the problems on their side, but they can't cope with, you know, the dents, the ego. When's Virgo going to meet someone new? December. Okay, so Christmas time, you're going to meet someone who's in alignment with you, where you are now in your life, like your values, your principles, what you need, what you desire. December's going to be the one for you, okay? Right, I am going to tidy up these cards. I'm going to be taking a half-hour break to get a shower and something to eat and drink. And just move around, not be sat. And then I will get on with the other signs. If you want a personal reading, get in touch. You can direct message, you can email. It's in the channel description. I've got Instagram and TikTok for direct message, or you can email me at jen3585@gmail.com. Some people like personal love readings, some people want a general whatever comes out, past, present, future reading. Some people want their own finance readings. If you want a regular finance reading, I do memberships, they're $5.99 a month. You get a monthly finance reading, a monthly Native American Indian medicine wheel reading, and I do a how to read tarot series as well, so you get an instalment of that each month. So you get a lot for your money. Sometimes it's nice not to focus on love as well. Like, if you obsessively watch love readings, even if you can get really confused and stressed out about it. You feel like you're just getting all in a tears, just go and like read a book or paint or do something different, go for a walk on the beach and just ground yourself, you know, because you can like really get yourself in a tears and a tangle if you don't get the answers you're looking for, or you constantly just ruminate on stuff. It's not good. It kind of muddies up your energy and like gets you feeling really negative. So just try to find a balance. Think about stuff the appropriate amount, and then make sure you're using up most of your time to enjoy life. Okay, so I am going to stop the live and I'll restart a live in half an hour, okay? Because I don't want to leave anyone waiting. And I'm going to go for a swim tonight, so I'm not just being sat. Okay, thanks, Dad. Right, see you later, everyone.